Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome to this edition of Broadcaster Roundtable. Thanks for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from today. We have a really amazing group of musicians who are all big names here on HAPS that many of you will recognize, I'm sure. Very excited to get started today. As we do, please tell us where you're watching from. Hey, Deanna in first from Brussels. Yes, we're starting at a little bit of an earlier hour to accommodate some of our European guests as well as viewers. So thank you so much for joining us today, Deanna. We have Ken from the UK. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. Carrie Long, speaking of musicians, great to see you here, Carrie. Thanks for joining today. So without further ado, I would love to get started and we can put our guests here. Hi from Sweden. Yes, amazing to see we actually have quite a strong representation from Sweden today. I'll welcome Emmy Rich first, Chris Gales. Who else do we have? Serena. So two musicians from Sweden today and two Chris's. What a special episode. So this is really fun. Chris Gales, Chris Monty, Serena, and Emmy Rich. Thank you, each of you, for joining today. Some amazing talent on screen here. If you're just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. And we'll get to know some of these musicians here and find out about how they got started and how they got started on HAPS as well. So thanks for everyone for your time up here. First, I'd like to just welcome Emmy, who was first on screen. Emmy, how are you doing this evening? I guess it's about 9 p.m. your time, correct?
Yeah, it's correct. I'm doing really well. I had a really nice day today.
Awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate your time here. And Chris Gales, thank you so much for joining and really appreciate you. You had your coffee chat earlier this morning, your time, is that right? Oh, Chris, I'm not able to hear you suddenly. Not sure what's going on with that. Can anyone else hear him out there? Let us know. No. So let's, Chris, we could just hear you during the mic check right before we went live. So maybe try refreshing that. I'll move on to Chris Monty. Let's see if we can hear you.
Hey, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Yeah, your audio sounds nice and crisp. Thank you so much to both of the Chris's. While we wait for Chris Gales to get his audio back up and running, Serena, also in Sweden, thank you so much for joining this fine
There we
evening. How
go.
are you doing?
I am doing great. So glad that I could join.
Yeah, we're really
It's going to
pleased to
be
have you all. Just want to welcome everyone tuning in here. We have Katie from Pennsylvania and Rush, Lisa in the house. Speaking of amazing musicians, Al as well, Al Sanchez, who have both been on this broadcaster roundtable in the past as well. Andy, Aaron, so many familiar names here and some new ones too. Welcome to all of our new users. If you're just joining us for the first time, we give you a special welcome. So as we get started, I'll ask each of you to just introduce your first musical influences and how you got started playing and performing. And Chris,
Okay.
Gales, let's do a quick mic check. Can we hear you?
Check 1, 2. Can you hear me
Yes, we can. Finally. Amazing. Amazing. So Chris, Gales, I will pick on you since we have you unmuted and we can actually hear you now. Thank you so much for joining. How did you get started playing music and making this a career?
Music has always been a part of my life. My dad was gospel disc jockey when I was growing up. So being involved with music in that aspect, he was also a member of a number of gospel groups in town. So sometimes they would leave some of their instruments over at the house and I'd get to pick on them. And I've just always had a love for music. The current state I'm in, I was IT for United Parcel Service for quite some years and became the IT person for a couple of small internet companies. And I decided I was still young enough to pursue music full time. And right about that time, I got my career on Bill Street started, Bill Street in Memphis, Tennessee. And
Amazing.
the rest is history. And as of yesterday, it's been 11 years I've been had an acoustic show on Bill Street.
That's incredible. Yeah, congratulations on that. Really great to have you here today. I will pass the baton to Chris Monty next, since you're right next to us up here on top here. How did you first get started musically, Chris?
Very cool. Well, I think my mother said I was born with a piano and a guitar in my hand. And I started taking
Nice.
piano lessons in grade school, I guess, and then I picked up the guitar in college. So I play both, and I've been playing music out, professionally since I guess I started playing keyboard in my first classic rock band in the way back in the 1990s. I still feel like the 1990s were 10 years ago. I know they're not, but I
Right.
started playing keyboard in my classic rock band in the mid 1990s, and then I was the lead singer in a modern rock band for a while. And I've also been playing piano and keyboard. I started playing piano and keyboards in a church group, in like the 80s. So and to this day, I do solo acoustic shows now in bars and restaurants, breweries, and I also direct 3 praise bands at 2 local churches. But I really just went full time. I guess it's about two years ago. I quit my day job right before everything shut down, so that was great timing. But I
Wow.
spent a lot of time in banking and mortgage, and went from career to career. And I realized that throughout that whole time, I was playing music, and I thought, you know what? And fortunately, my wife is a saint and kind of encouraged me and said, you should just stop bouncing around and just do music. So here we are, and it's been a fun 2 years, and I wish I had done it. I wish I had done it sooner, but it's never too late, right? So
Well, very interesting to hear the Chris's stories of moving from IT and banking, respectively, full-time into music. That's really cool. Glad that you made that transition or sharing your talents with the world, especially with us here on HAPS as well. Emmy, Rich, I'd love to invite you to share your story of your musical roots.
Yeah, thank you. So it really comes from my mom. My mom's in here. Hello, mom. So she was the
Oh, hey,
one
Mom.
who taught me how to play the piano, and I was 2 years old. We are a really musical, artistic family, and we had a piano when I was growing up. So I was 2 years old, and I was playing on the piano, and my mom noticed how quickly I was able to pick up the children's songs. So when I was 3 years old, I knew all the songs that she had taught me. So
Wow.
she said that this girl has something special. I have to take her to a professional piano teacher. So she found a piano teacher in my town, and she called up and said that I don't want you to force any notes to Emmy. I want you to teach her what she wants to play. And I was taught on the Suzuki method by ear. So there
Wow.
for a few months, and I was only 3 years old. So I learned on the Suzuki method to play by ear. So I don't read any notes. And then when I was 14, I competed in my first talent show. I was playing on the grand piano, Love Story, and I continued with the musical path. And at 15, I was writing my own songs with lyrics and starting composing classical music. And I was recording in the studio. I made a demo CD with my brother who's singing. And then now I work part-time as a music teacher in a local school, inspiring kids' music, and also live streaming and making my own music. So that's basically, music has always been a part of me. And it's, if I don't play music, I will die probably. It's my air, and it's the thing that I do. I get abstinence, really bad abstinence, if I don't play.
Mhm.
And I could go to churches or hospital churches where they have a piano, airports, wherever I can see a piano. If I'm traveling, I need to play. So
That's
that's kind of my
amazing.
drag.
Started at the age of 3. That's incredible. My grandmother actually, fun story, was a professional pianist as well, and I was encouraged to follow in her footsteps. Unfortunately, I was, the apple that fell very far from the tree, perhaps the different orchard over. And I actually remember when I played for a few years as a child, getting upstaged by a 6-year-old when I was about 12 at a recital, and I quit. I said, I can't do this. I can't compete with this young talent. And I decided to play soccer or football for Europeans out there. But I'm glad you guys stuck with it. That's really awesome. Serena, would love to hear about your story of jumping in the music world.
Yeah, so it's a long story, but I'm gonna try to make it short. So we have two separate things. We have the first thing is that I love singing and I love playing guitar and bass as well. But yeah, so that's one part, performing live like I'm doing here. But the other part is how I became a producer slash songwriter as well. So yeah, anyways, I started singing when I was very young, because my mom, it's in the genes. So my mom is an amazing singer, and my sister is also a great singer. So it's me, my sister, and my mom who loves to sing in the family. Um, and then there's dad. He doesn't enjoy singing that much, but he's good at other things.
Hey, that's
And
okay, Dad. No offense. My dad also can't, my dad can't carry a tune in the bucket, but we love him. We love him, Dad.
That's right. I love my dad too, obviously. No, but so I got actually have a picture of me when I'm 6 years old, standing with this huge microphone. It was like as big as my face, and I was like, singing with my sis and mom. So I got proof. So I'm not just one of those like I always been singing. No, okay. Anyways, then I started playing guitar and I started playing bass. At first by myself, like yeah, and then I started taking the lessons. And then when I was like 11 years old, I started writing songs. So I wrote my first song. Then when I was so between 12 to like 17, something like that, I started recording my songs, but not in my own studio because I didn't know back then how to record or produce. So I went to other studios and I was like, I like doing this. I think I'm pretty good at writing songs, but I wish I could produce them as well because I hated, sitting next to the producer and like, oh, I want it this way, but then he did not, make it that
Right.
way. So I was like, I need to do this myself. So that's when I went to what we call gymnasium in Sweden. I don't know what that is. I think, yeah. So basically, between age of like 17 and 19, I learned how to produce, and now I produce my own songs, basically. And so right now I study songwriting. So this is my studio that I'm in right now. And I write
Nice.
songs and produce and sing. I love performing live, but also on here. Been doing that a lot because I love standing on stage. But this is my stage on here, so I love apps for that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my music.
That's great. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I'd love to hear about maybe from each of you. I'll start again with Chris Gales. But what's the difference between live music in person and live streaming? And how did you get started live streaming? That's what I'm curious to hear about your take on. Oh,
Who are
and
we
Chris, I
going?
think you're muted. Hold on just a minute. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, and now we can't hear you again. Oh my gosh. Yes, so Chris Gale's audio, I think, went out again. Chris, is that on your end, on the hardware side?
I haven't touched a thing. There we go. It
Oh,
should be on
you're
now.
back.
It
You're
just
back.
disappeared on my stream. I think there's a delay or something between the time you press the button. But
So,
biggest difference between live music and streaming is the fact that I get to feel the feedback of the audience instantly in real time in many cases. When playing live, out there, you're looking at the faces, you're seeing the nods, you're seeing the toe taps, and you can feed off that. You really do. You feed off of that. With the live streaming, with the streaming, you have to wait for the comments to come in. And if they're just sitting there just watching, and even if they're tapping their foot, you don't get to see any of that. You don't get to feel any of that. So feedback from the live stream audience is crucial to a good live stream, I feel. I got started live streaming simply because on the street during part of the day I would be playing the afternoon shift, and after lunch, between lunch and dinner, it would be kind of quiet and kind of laid back. There'd be very few people there, so I would just start streaming, and I just started streaming to fill in those gaps. Um, and that's how my live streaming got started.
And how long ago was that?
I think that will be 4 years ago in March. 4 years in March. It's been
Very cool. Very cool. Would love to hear others' take on that. Chris Monty, what's your opinion? I know you also play live on Haps from music venues as well and gigs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different experience whether you're when you're live in person at a venue and when you're live streaming. I mean, like Chris said, when you're at the venue, you can really easily get the pulse of the room. You can look around and see, you see people kind of mouthing the words to your songs and you know that they're into it, versus when you're live streaming, you have to really work to build that relationship because, these days when you're on your computer or on your phone, people have an attention span of about 10 seconds. If somebody, for example, somebody forwards you a video they want you to watch and, you look at it, oh, that's a 3-minute video. I'm not watching that. That's too long. So, I mean, you've got a very short period of time to catch someone's attention when you're streaming online, and you have to kind of work at it to build up a following. And you really don't need much. I mean, I guess some people might say you need hundreds or thousands of followers or whatever. But I mean, if you have like 5 to 10 core fans who really like you and your music and tune in to most of your broadcasts, then I mean, that's really all I need. I like coming in and seeing the same, handful of people watching the broadcast or whatever. So it's kind of fun, and it's an interesting way to communicate nowadays. I mean, I get people who tune in. I'm here in on the East Coast of the U.S. I get people that tune in regularly from Australia and Turkey and Brazil and London. It's just it's fascinating. And I got my parents into it. My dad likes to keep up and download all the apps that I'm streaming on, and he's just wow, you got people tuning in from like all around the world. And I say it all the time,
Right.
man. Like what a time to be alive, So I started streaming. Like Chris, I guess it was about 4 years ago, and it was I got on. We can say Periscope, right? Because they're gone. I got on the Periscope, right when they came out, and I watched. I kind of sat back in the shadows and watched for a while, and watched a few live streams. And I think one night I was just at this one gig, and you guys who play live, you know how this is. Sometimes you're at a venue and it's great and it's jumping, and sometimes you got like 3 people at the bar in between songs. It's you get this, and it was a slow night, and I thought, well, I'll fire up the live stream and give it a try, and I was instantly hooked. So it was fun, to build a following over there, and now here on Haps. I mean, and I'll say this, I mean, the team at Haps has been far more interactive and responsive than any other live streaming platform I've been on, just as far as seeking feedback from the musicians and getting people involved, and even things like upgrading the audio quality specifically for musicians. And it's been a great ride so far.
Hey, that's great to hear. Yeah, we appreciate that. I'll toss the question to Emmy. What's the biggest difference for you, and what are some ways in which you try to really connect with your virtual audiences?
Well, the biggest difference for me is the convenience of live streaming. I used to do really hard work packing all my gear, and I have a lot of gear when I go doing live gigs, weddings or events or hotels or whatever I play. And I have huge speakers, amplifiers, my keyboard, my mic stands, and everything. And basically my
Right.
car is fully packed. And I'm a one-woman band, so I do it myself. I have a road coming
Wow.
along, so it's really hard work for me. And I got so sick and tired of it for many years, doing all these driving late nights and doing this on my own. And I was so excited when the live streaming came along, because I could be in my own home at my convenience and I didn't need to pack all my equipment. So for me, I really enjoy live streaming. I don't take on too many gigs now because basically I don't really like it. And I have one gig coming up though. It's a wedding gig outdoors, and I said yes to that because it resonated well, and I felt like I wanted to do that. But if someone asks, I mostly say no. I do the live streaming instead.
That's amazing. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, I had never thought about that, but naturally that seems like a huge task and a project to be able to pack everything up and move from venue to venue. Serena, tell us a little bit about what you enjoy about live streaming and how it compares to real world venues, so to speak.
So I love live streaming. I think everyone have mentioned great things, and I agree with them. So I think one thing that I love about going live, live streaming, we gotta keep them separate. Okay, that is that you get to you build your own audience, because if you go to a concert, like it's not most likely that the same people will come. And I mean, that's a good thing, but it could be a bad thing, I don't know. It just feels so comfortable going live on here, and you have the same friends coming on, and then of course some new ones, which is great because we need that as well to grow. But I don't know, I love that that I have so many great friends who are watching and supporting and loving. And then, I don't know. I agree with Chris that you want to see the reactions, from the audience. And as I said in the comments here, I said the way I get feedback from the audience on Halves is like, when every time someone sends me an award, I always get super happy. I don't know. I think some people, if you've seen me live singing on here, then you see that, like, if you send me something while I'm singing, I'm like, oh my god, like, and I start smiling so much during the song, because that makes me happy. And also, let's be honest, that's the only way for me and everyone in this broadcast. And as Emily, oh sorry, Emily, I mean Emmy, sorry, Emmy was saying, this is kind of this. What are you saying? So we want to make money out of this, because usually when we go go out and sing, then we always get paid because this is what we do. So I mean, sending awards really means a lot, because that makes it go around for us doing this as our work.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. That's a great reminder, everyone, to subscribe to all of these amazing musicians on screen, and anyone in the comments that you haven't already, and give awards and sponsorships, especially to our hardworking musicians here on screen, right? When they're performing, it is part of the livelihood. So really cool that, HAPS is a platform where people are giving these awards and contributing and supporting artists that they really enjoy following. And it's cool that everyone is building their community here on our platform and has their kind of hardcore followers and fans who show up every performance. I've witnessed that, and I'm a fan of every one of you, and I'm really excited to have you up here. Have another question or two for each of you before I'd like to invite you to actually play a song or piece for us at the end. It would be a shame to have all this musical talent here on this broadcast and not showcase it. So we will get to that. Don't worry if you're wondering in the comments about that. Yes, you will be able to hear some of these talented musicians. The next question I have is, what can people expect when they subscribe to you? What kind of music, what's, regularity or frequency do you broadcast? What's the vibe in your community that you're creating here on HAPS? And maybe I'll start again with Chris Gales, just for routine's sake here. And Chris, I'll unmute you this time, and let's see if we can hear you. And maybe we can't hear him still. Chris, are you there? Oh, I think he's fiddling with audio. I know he's got a lot of hardware over there. Look at all those speakers in the background. There we go. There you are.
Now, there we go. Yeah, I can see the pink light goes off when I can talk. I have to wait for the
got
pink
it.
light.
Got
But
it.
when you tune in me, I go live every morning. I try to go live every morning, do a little coffee chat. I'm not really much of a conversationalist. I'm really not. So it's a step outside my comfort zone to sit here and just try to talk to you. But I try to talk to you without a guitar in my hand for a while. But pretty much every show that I do, every live show, I live stream, unless it's some sort of special, intimate occasion like last weekend before last, I had a memorial service. I did not stream that one, but I try to go live every time I'm performing somewhere. I try to go live and include the crowd from around the world, the HAPS crowd, the Facebook crowd, the Twitch crowd, the YouTube crowd. I play everything and anything, and I try to listen to what my virtual audience is asking for, along with the audience that's there with me, my physical audience, and try to appease both of them. I don't do very much talking to my virtual audience at the live venues, and that's because this is where the true money is. But I do that's why I try to do the coffee chats. It gives me time to sit and just focus on the virtual audience.
Sure, you have to manage both of
it's
those.
a balancing act. It really is at times. But
certainly seems like
I've
it.
been introduced to so many people from around the world because of live streaming, and I appreciate each and every one of them.
Absolutely. Chris, what can folks expect when they subscribe to you here on HAPS? What do you play? What are you into? I know we heard about everyone's roots, but what can people expect if they subscribe, in the next week or so?
In the next week or so, I have a few shows, a few private shows this weekend and next weekend. Nice. I am not sure what is on the menu for right now. I have one show that's booked, and the person who does the majority of the booking for the other venues, he's supposed to be reaching out to me, but you'll get quite a few live shows. And I plan on starting to do I want to upgrade my desktop, and I'm going to start doing some live streaming of me in the studio, working on some new material and recording some new material and getting it out there.
Nice. That's fantastic. I'll pass the virtual baton to Chris Monty and ask as well, what can folks expect when they subscribe to you or sponsor you here on HAPS?
Well, first of all, Chris, you know that live streaming a memorial service is a grave mistake, right? Pablo's going to mute me. Sorry.
Pablo's going to mute you.
I've got 2 daughters, so I like to torture them with bad.
We may have to create a new community guideline now.
Yeah, right.
On that, but yikes!
I do a combination. I do live stream mostly from live shows and venues, but like during the week, if it's a slow week, I'll go live once or twice from the home studio, and I'll do a combination of mostly covers. I'll rip on my jam. I'll sneak in a few originals here and there. My focus, it depends on the venue. I'll play everything from, 70s, 80s, 90s, and now, I have a heavy focus on the, like the alt 90s, Goo Goo Dolls, Train, Chili Peppers, Nirvana, that kind of stuff. But because that's what I love it. When I had my first apartment, that was the stuff that I used to just crank. But I'll play anything if I like it. And, like I said, it could be anything from the 60s all the way up to today. 4 Non-Blondes. That's right. Space Gal's always singing along when I play the 4 Non-Blondes. So this weekend actually is the first weekend in a long time where I don't think I have any shows. But I'll probably go live at some point from somewhere. And then once we get into like May, June, July, August, you know how it is for musicians, and especially now that most things are outdoors. My summer months are totally booked. In fact, I've got venues now reaching out to me to book gigs, and I'm booking September through December. I just don't have any more room in the schedule to direct, three church groups, play acoustic gigs, and not have my kids forget what I look like. So, but yeah,
Wow.
it's a fun
Glad you're staying
experience.
busy.
I'm sorry.
Glad you're staying busy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are glad that we got into live streaming, especially last year when things shut down. Doing virtual shows and playing music, live to the world from the comfort of our own home was pretty cool. And I had a lot of local musicians just kind of reach out to me like, "Hey, you're pretty good at that live streaming stuff. Can you help me out with it?" And I'm glad I got into it 3 or 4 years ago and not when things shut down and trying to play catch up like everyone else. So, but yeah, I mean, if you subscribe to me, then you'll come with me to the various shows. I think, my followers have a lot of fun just kind of figuring out what kind of venue it is, like, who's really into the music, who's not. You can hear people singing along. We kind of laugh about things that are going on, like, over in the background. And it's kind of like the people watching the live stream are in on the inside joke with me, like, "Oh man, that guy sounds really drunk. Was he okay?" And it's just a fun way to give people sort of a behind the scenes look at the show.
Right.
It can be a little awkward sometimes. Like as soon as you finish a set, people want to come up and talk to you, and I'm trying to finish my live stream and
Right.
talking to my phone. Like, who are you talking to? Like,
Multitasking. Yeah.
People are starting to figure out now that musicians double dip and play for the live crowd and also play for the live stream. So
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm sure it takes some finesse to manage that. Emmy, tell us a little bit about what folks can expect when they subscribe to you here on Haps. And let's unmute her. There we go. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I go live a few times per week on Haps. I really enjoy being on this platform. So Monday nights, I try to play some acoustic piano, and I have my own talk show on Wednesday nights called Emmy, Rich and Friends, and I have various topics and lifestyle content inspirations, some guests joining, and then over the weekend, I do coffee chats in the morning and hello from my kitchen where I drink coffee. Sometimes I make some food, cook something healthy. So it's a variety of piano music, drinking coffee, making healthy foods, and my talk show, basically.
Nice. Some of my favorite things. I'm craving coffee suddenly, hearing about all these coffee chats. I should have filled up on something stronger than water here. But yeah, so, Serena, tell us a little bit about what folks can expect when they subscribe to you. And then I'd love to just invite folks to start playing. I think it would be a shame to wait too long before we get into the music part of the broadcast.
So I actually mostly just sing or talk because I love talking. So I don't know if I have friends in, with me going live. I love just chatting with them, talking to them about anything. Oh, I hear myself a little bit echo. I think it's from you, P. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I do that. Then I sing. I sing covers, and if I sing covers, it's pop songs mostly. Whatever you guys want to hear. Ooh, I see Chris just sent my song in the comments. That's great. Listen to that one if you like it. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, and then sometimes I sing my own songs. I mostly do that. I don't know. So it's a mix, covers and my own songs that I have written and produced myself. Pretty much.
That's fantastic. Yes, and I'm glad that folks are sharing these links to these musicians' work here. please let us know. Let's start with the music. Chris Scales, let's see if we can get your setup all going here. We'll start with you, and feel free to let us know what else you're working on musically as well as we go around to each artist now. And feel free to plug upcoming songs, albums, etc. Whatever you're working on right now. Would be cool to hear more about that too.
Me, I'm just trying to keep it all together right now.
You and me
I'm
both.
going to have to sit up in my attic and work on my AC because it is getting warm here. Like I said, I've been planning on doing a lot of writing and doing a lot of recording. So hopefully I want to fill Spotify up with some of my work by the end of the year. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Another note on the whole live streaming deal, venues have started to really get into the fact that their artists live stream their shows too, because what happens with me is I actually get people calling into venues trying to reserve tables so that they can be there to watch me live at times. So the venues are really getting into the whole live streaming aspect, and the musicians doing that during their shows. Which is pretty cool. It works for both of us. I'm trying to get my mindset to just start churning out music, as much music as I can. I've been mostly playing covers all of these years, and it has been a stretch for me to try to write some songs, but I have, and I hope to continue doing that and getting them recorded and out there to everyone.
Amazing. What are you going to play for us?
Did it lock up there?
I think you're here now. Yep, I can see and hear you just fine. Chris, can you hear me? Seems you can't hear me right now.
Lost me for a second. Hello.
Chris, we can hear you just fine.
I cannot hear Peter at all.
Oh no. Here.
There we go. Now I can hear.
Okay. Play us a tune.
All right. Let's try again. Take it from the word of love. Oh, we could try, we could try, we could try. I'm staying here and I'm never letting go. I know that sometimes it will be tough, but working through it is part of the game. We will survive, we will survive, we will survive. Now that's the object of this game called love. Get the rest of the world focus on us, building our love, our happiness, our trust. I love you and you love me. That is what it is, but so much more is gonna be. So what do you say to the idea of us? Oh, 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 just trying again. Oh, just trying again. Let's just try again. We can take it from the word alone. Hello. Oh, we can try, we could try, we could try. I'm staying here and I'm never letting go. I know that sometimes it will be tough, but working through it, that's part of the game. We will survive, we will survive, we will survive. Now that's the object of this game called love. Get the rest of the world focus on us, building our love, our happiness, our trust. I love you and you love me. That is what it is, but so much more is gonna be. So what do you say to the idea of us? Oh, just trying again. Oh, just trying again. Oh, we could try, we could try, we could try. We will survive, we will survive, we will survive. Oh, let's just try again. Try again. Try again at this game called love. Woo!
Wow. Oh my gosh. So talented.
Woo after every
that
song,
was amazing.
Woo!
You can't hear everyone else because they're on mute, but they are clapping here in the studio as well. And thank you so much for playing for us. That was amazing. After that initial audio issue, we heard you loud and clear. It sounded fantastic on my end on both devices. Man, that's amazing. As Brett was saying, yeah, tons of compliments coming in. Brett was saying with all those speakers in the background, you could hold your own music festival, and I think there'd be a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, this is actually a room in the Central Station Hotel in downtown Memphis. They have this wall set up. You can sit there and take pictures. There's a couch. There's a couch that they have where people pose and take pictures all day long. And immediately,
so you're saying that's not real? It's a virtual background? Or are you renting that out every day?
It's a virtual background. But one morning, I'm seriously considering going downtown and sitting in front of the deal and do my stream live from the actual hotel.
That's cool. No, it's iconic. I love it. Love the background. Thanks again for playing that for us. Chris Monty, I'll continue in order here. What are you going to play for us? And feel free to plug any recent stuff you have coming out. And
hey, I'm kind of like Chris Gales. I played covers for so long that it finally it took me a while to kind of branch out and start recording some original music. So I did, and I've got a handful. I've got 5 or 6 probably that are written, and I finally got around to recording one last fall, which is it's an original song. It's about when my wife and I were dating. I guess we started dating around 1999 into 2000, and it's funny. I was telling this story to the kid of a friend of mine, and they were like, "Oh wow, so you started dating in the late 1900s?" I kind of had to think about that for a minute and process it, and decide whether or not I wanted to be defended.
Yeah.
But, so this is out there. This is called "Until the Stars Go Dim," and it's out there on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music. If you head to cchristlive.com, that redirects to my link tree, and you can find all of my streaming platforms and all of my music distribution channels and all that fun stuff. So this is "Until the Stars Go Dim." Meet me when the sun goes down. We got to get away from this town. Let's leave it all behind so I can finally make you mine. He doesn't love you like I do, the way you tear my heart in two. Can't get you out of my head. and all the crazy things you said. No, it's true. I'll be with you until the stars go dim. My love will always win. The way you make my head spin, I just wanna touch your skin till the stars go dim. I know that this will last forever, 'cause we were meant to be together. The way you stare into my soul, the way I hold you when you're cold. You run your fingers through my hair and say you'll follow me anywhere. Let's open up that old champagne, go and dance out in the rain. No, it's true. I'll be with you until the stars go dim. My love will always win. The way you make my head spin, I just wanna touch your skin till the stars go dim. Until the stars go dim, my love will always win. The way you make my head spin, I just wanna touch your skin until the stars go dim. My love will always win. The way you make my head spin, I just wanna touch your skin till the stars go dim. So there you go. I played that for when I first played that for my kids. They said, "Wow, yeah, that really must have been about when you were dating, because you talked about her running your fingers through your hair, and you don't have much these days." But after I sent her to my room, then we had a good laugh about it.
Must have been in the late 1900s, huh?
In the late 1900s, when I had hair, right?
Incredible talent, man. Love that. Yeah, really poignant songwriting.
And the Spotify, the official version has drums and a cool little like Neil Schon-esque guitar solo and all that fun stuff. So
nice. I encourage everyone to go check that out and support these musicians. Yeah, amazing. Emmy, are you ready? What are you gonna play for us?
That's right. My bald-headed brother from another mother, Chris.
Nice. The kinship of the Chris's here on screen. Yep.
Chris.
Awesome. Emmy, I think we're ready to pass it over to you.
Okay, so I have a very exciting project coming out that I have been dreaming on for many years. And I'm going to release my first piano CD. And it's coming out in a few weeks. And it's going to be available on my website, emmyrich.com. Digital download and also physical signed CD. And the reason why this is unique is because all the songs on the CD is improvised. I went to the studio and I recorded After Midnight, improvised one take. And I recorded 9 songs, originals, in the moment, something I felt like in that studio after midnight. So today I am actually going to improvise something for you. And I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see what happens. And I'm just going to go with the flow. So improvised piano music by yours truly.
Incredible. Take it away, Emmy Rich. Wow. That was
Woo!
amazing. Masterful.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that
everybody.
was lovely. I also learned that that little flourish is called a gliss when you kind of go down the keyboard. Is that correct?
Glissando? Yeah, Italian, yeah.
Glissando. Yeah, incredible. Wow, that was yeah, angelic. I'm excited. Lots of great comments here as well. So much talent. Folks eager to buy your CD, so that's always
Wow,
great.
exciting. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, everybody. It was so nice.
That was just marvelous. Serena, you're last but not least. Are you ready to round out the performances here?
I am ready, and I am actually the youngest in here, I think, since I'm 19 years old. Yeah, so I'm gonna sing a song called Me, Myself, et Moi. And it's a song written and produced by me.
Amazing.
And it's actually not me singing in the original, but however, I actually am going to sing the lead vocals this time. So it's not
Wonderful.
going to sound exactly like it does on Spotify, but yeah, I hope you still will like it. So this one is out on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and Tidal, everywhere, TikTok even. So go buy
Nice.
it and stream it and listen to it. I think currently we have 50 people, 50 streams, sorry, from US listening to this song. So, I'm watching you guys. I know who's watching it. I know who doesn't. No, I'm just kidding. But we're like at 800
See who the
streams.
true
I think.
super fans are for real, right?
Exactly. So you better prove. No, just kidding. No. So I'm gonna sing the song for you guys here. It's actually it's a happy song, but it's a very sad and sad lyrics. It's about being depressed and calling for help, but no one helped you. So yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna get my Kleenex and we'll put you on screen full.
Thank you. I'm actually gonna. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I've been trying to hold it in for so long, can't take it anymore. Can't avoid all the voices in my head. In the crowd, I'm calling out for help. Salut, bonsoir. Is someone listening? Excusez-moi. Is this emergency? I see people passing by. No one wants to waste their time. Salut, bonsoir. It's me, myself, and moi. Me, myself, and moi. I feel lost and incomplete. When I'm down, all I need from you is hear me out. No one seems to understand. When I'm reaching out my hand. So I shout, salut, bonsoir. Is someone listening? Excusez-moi. This is emergency. I see people passing by. No one wants to waste their time. Salut, bonsoir. It's me, myself, I'm going deeper into the darkness. They say there's light at the end of the tunnel. It feels like I am stuck underwater so deep I can't breathe. So I scream, salut, bonsoir. Someone listening, excusez-moi. This is emergency. I see people passing by. No one wants to waste their time. Salut, bonsoir. It's me, myself, and moi. There we have it. Me, myself,
Wow.
and moi.
Wow, got my virtual letter out here. That was incredible. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great. Thank you.
I was expecting to have to use Kleenex, but that has such a nice upbeat sort of vibe to it. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Thank you for sharing that. So much talent here on screen today. Yeah, all of the applause here in the comments. We really appreciate everyone for tuning in, and to each and every one of you here on screen, just special thanks for making time to share your talents, and really, really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you. I'm the only one who's not muted, so.
Yeah, let's unmute everyone.
Thank you so much for hosting and for having us here. Wonderful.
Thanks for having us.
Our
I was having
pleasure.
fun trying to figure out everybody's songs and like figure out the chords and
Yeah,
play
I saw
along.
you picking away a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the studio here behind the scenes. Very cool. Again, please share your links here. Really appreciate everyone, sharing some of those, Spotify and other links to personal websites and stuff here. I think that someone will be playing another set after this. Serena, are you on live after this? Who should we pass the haps to now is my main question today.
Well, I mean, I'm going live, so if you want to come on, then sure, I can show you some more songs I'm working on.
Amazing. Love it. Love it.
I mean, if anyone else, like any of the musicians in here, if you want to join, we can still have the show going,
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be just me, Yeah, right.
I love that idea. Yeah. I encourage everyone viewing to go check out Serena's next broadcast, the after party, so to speak. And invite all the rest of musicians as well to consider it. Obviously, don't know what your schedules are, but love this jam session idea, guys. And the more the merrier.
That's great.
Awesome. I agree.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks again for coming on, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, everyone in the audience. And we will be back tomorrow from the HAPS account with our updates and Q&A. So until then, have a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is. We appreciate you being here with us on HAPS. And subscribe and support all these amazing musicians here on screen. All right.
Thank you.
Right on, everyone. Cheers. And cheerio, Helen reminds me. Cheerio to all, and to all a good cheerio.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you.
My pleasure, guys. We are still hot mics, so we have 10 segundos, but let's thank the audience again. Really appreciate everyone. Yes, and glad that we caught some of our EU